There are many people in India and abroad who are regarded as great intellectuals in the Western tradition and who keep attacking the ancient Indian wisdom, saying, this is irrelevant, it is about exploitation.
G20 में वसुधैव कुटुंबकम आ चुका है और अब हम इसके ऊपर एक विश्वास के साथ चर्चा कर सकते हैं.
United Nations has spectacularly failed us.
We need to decolonize our thought processes.
The concept which the Honorable Prime Minister has also put in place and India has to offer to the world is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam.
All policies that have to be adopted for the next world order from the Shastras, from the traditions.
This balance between spiritualism and geopolitics is very essential.
A spiritual sovereign, some of his ideas pertaining to technology or pertaining to the Middle Eastern crisis, they are absolutely enlightening.
Indian family system is being looked at as a model for the world to look after itself in these troubled times.
How can startups play a role in propagating a Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam?
આપણને એક અવસર મળ્યો છે અહીંયા ભારતને વિશ્વગુરુ બનાવવા માટેનો.
If the world has to listen to India, India has to be strong.
This conclave actually tells us the concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and how we need to move forward.
So the conclave that we see today, the symposium between the spiritual leadership, the political leadership, and academic leadership. So how do we see this moving forward? How do we take this forward? What do you see this becoming into? What results can such symposiums help us achieve?
First, naturally, it can strengthen India and the elites in India to pursue this endeavor and to march on this path, which is essentially Dharma Yuddha. Because we all know that India is an electoral democracy, therefore if another government comes to power which is not guided by the same objectives, you might see a very drastic change and India may not persevere in this path. So civil society definitely has to assimilate and commit itself to those values, because even if the government changes, civil society can keep the direction. So that's the danger. This being said, I think all of us have to keep playing our roles at any level, and we have to naturally expand the educational and I would say the enlightenment directed facilities and opportunities for everybody, both in India and abroad. But the first thing is to make India very strong and resolute about this, because a lot of the message that is being spread from India is also against this. There are many people in India and abroad who are regarded as great intellectuals in the Western tradition and who keep attacking the ancient Indian wisdom, saying, this is irrelevant, it is about exploitation, casteism. And this is what, unfortunately, most of our intellectuals and even many of our young people read, or hear. So that's what they get to believe.
Right. So as regards to the discussion that you had with Gurudev today, what is one key insight that you are taking home today with the discussion about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and the new political order?
I think what is new is that Guruji is the spiritual leader who has expressed the most clearly in modern language the necessity to subordinate all policies that have to be adopted for the next world order from the Shastras, from the traditions. Because until now, a lot of gurus used to say, we are not from this world, so we are teaching a spiritual discipline which everybody can use for their own self-improvement, but we are not interfering with the political or social institutions. As a result, it tended to be a matter of individual lifestyles. And very often people had to essentially combine their private practice with their public role. I think Guruji has made it clear that this gap has to be bridged. And this is what conclaves like this are advocating. And I hope it will lead to a variety of actions at the corporate level, at the NGO level, at the educational, political, cultural level, in which these ideas will be further developed.
Thank you, sir. It was a great time meeting you with a lot of insights about what you have learned and what you have understood about the event and about ideas in general throughout your life and has helped us. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.